The Miracle of Christmas Eve. In a quiet mountain village blanketed in snow, Christmas Eve was the most magical night of the year. Every year, the villagers gathered to decorate the towering evergreen tree in the village square, their hearts filled with joy and anticipation. Children crafted handmade ornaments, elders shared their wisdom on where to place each decoration, and the village choir rehearsed carols to sing under the tree's glow. The air buzzed with warmth despite the biting cold, for this tree symbolized their unity and hope for the coming year. But this year something was missing. At the very top of the tree, where the golden village star should have shone, there was only an empty space. This star wasn't just an ornament. It was a cherished heirloom, passed down through generations. It was said to carry the village's wishes and blessings, and every Christmas Eve, its golden glow would light up the square, filling hearts with peace. The star had been lost in a storm the year before, swept away by fierce winds that had shaken the village to its core. Though the villagers had worked hard to restore their decorations and spirit, the absence of the star cast a shadow over their celebrations. Among the villagers was Mia, a young girl with sparkling eyes and a heart full of wonder. She was no older than 10 but had a bravery and determination that far surpassed her years. While others accepted the tree's incompleteness with quiet resignation, Mia couldn't let go of the feeling that something needed to be done. That evening, as the other children played in the snow and the adults prepared for the Christmas feast, Mia stood before the tree, gazing at the empty treetop. Her breath formed small clouds in the frosty air as she whispered, "If the star is gone, then I'll find a new one." She wrapped herself in her warmest coat, pulled on her sturdy boots, and tied a thick scarf around her neck. Without telling anyone, she set off into the snowy forest that bordered the village. The sky was overcast, and the world around her was eerily quiet, save for the crunch of snow beneath her boots. The tall pine trees towered above her like silent sentinels, their branches heavy with snow. Mia's heart raced as she ventured deeper into the forest. She didn't know exactly what she was looking for, but she trusted her instincts. The forest seemed endless, and the cold began to seep through her mittens and boots. Still she pressed on, whispering softly to herself for courage. "Just a little further. I know I'll find something," she said, her voice barely audible over the wind. After what felt like hours, Mia noticed a faint golden light flickering through the trees. Her heart leaped. She hurried toward the light, her small legs trudging through the deep snow. The glow grew brighter as she approached a small clearing. In the center of the clearing stood a lone tree, its branches dusted with snow. Perched on one of its lower branches was a tiny golden bird. Its feathers shimmered as if they were made of pure gold, and its chest emitted a soft, warm light that illuminated the clearing like a lantern. Mia stared in awe, her breath catching in her throat. The bird tilted its head, looking at her with intelligent, gentle eyes. It chirped softly, a sound so sweet it felt like music. "You're beautiful," Mia whispered, stepping closer. The bird didn't fly away. Instead, it fluttered down from the branch and landed lightly on her mittened hand. Its warmth spread through her fingers, chasing away the cold. For a moment Mia simply stood there, marveling at the tiny creature. "Will you come with me?" she asked softly. The bird chirped again, as if in agreement, and nestled into her hands. Mia carefully turned back toward the village, cradling the bird as if it were the most precious treasure. The journey back felt shorter, the glow of the bird lighting her path through the dark forest. When she arrived in the square, the villagers gasped at the sight of the golden light in Mia's arms. She walked to the tree and gently raised her hands. The bird took flight, soaring gracefully to the top of the tree. It perched where the missing star should have been, spreading its wings wide. The light from its chest grew brighter and brighter, illuminating not just the tree but the entire square. The villagers stood in awe, their faces bathed in the bird's golden glow. It was more beautiful than any star they had ever seen. Children laughed and clapped, while the adults wiped away tears of joy. That night, the village came alive with celebration. Under the glow of the golden bird, they sang carols, shared stories, and feasted together. The warmth of the bird's light seemed to melt away all the worries and sadness of the past year. Mia's parents hugged her tightly, their pride and love shining in their eyes. "You brought back the spirit of Christmas, Mia," her mother said. From that Christmas Eve onward, the golden bird returned every year to light up the tree, becoming a part of the village's tradition and lore. The villagers never forgot the courage of a little girl who ventured into the snowy woods and found not just a new star, but a miracle. And so the golden bird and Mia's story were told year after year, reminding everyone that even in the darkest times, hope and bravery can light the way to a brighter future.